Hey, Love Squad. So, today I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with tech boot camps and address whether or not they're worth it. This is also a low key announcement to family and friends that I haven't spoken to yet. So, stay tuned. It's good news. Stay tuned. But let's talk about these tech boot camps. First of all, for people who are not familiar, what is a tech boot camp? Traditionally, when people think of tech boot camps, they think of programs that can last anywhere from, I don't know, 90 days to 6 months, where they're just in a really intense learning environment and they're learning how to code. When most people think of tech boot camps, they automatically think about coding. I did not do those types of tech boot camps. I started my journey wanting to do software testing, which is a cousin of coding, and there are software testers who do know how to code, but it wasn't necessarily the straight up like wanting to become a programmer. Those boot camps did not pan out for me. What actually panned out for me was tech sales. And I actually ended up doing four different trainings. Have been saying three this whole time, but I forgot I actually did three. And then the one that ultimately panned out for me, I did get a job. Ta da! So that's the announcement to my family and friends who don't know. I am finally starting my proper career, and I'm super excited. I do want to talk a little bit about boot camps in general and what to look for. By the time I got to the one that actually panned out for me, one thing that I realized that I needed was community and a network that was that was affiliated with the industry that I was going into. Most of us have family and friends. Everybody knows someone who knows something. For me, if I was going into education or nursing, then my family and friends would be perfect for that. And I actually have been doing some variation of those things. So, you know, that's everyone has like a community that might be oriented towards something, right? But tech, no, not so much. I had no idea about tech sales. I just am very much into personal growth and development, and I did a sales program just for personal enrichment because I knew I would learn something, whether it be about communication or how to speak to people, persuasion, something like that. And I learned a lot, and it helped me to understand how I actually do sell because we all sell something. But that plus my personal experience, I'm a teacher by trade, an ESL teacher by trade. I've been doing that the longest out of anything up until this point. Uh, I was helping most of my students who happen to be programmers, and I wanted to help them. So that's kind of how I started to go down a tech uh, tech rabbit hole, if you will. And this is how it worked out. So I would say to you, if you're going to do a tech boot camp, definitely do your research. Know that you don't have to do coding. Maybe look into software testing or tech sales. Also, customer success. I'm giving you keywords so that you can Google them yourself. A website that you can use to compare trainings, courses, boot camps would be Course Report. Definitely check out Course Report if you're wanting to like look at the reviews for some of the programs. I am super excited about my job, and it's not a traditional. I think when people think of sales, they automatically think of instability. Number one, and they also think of car salesmen, used car salesmen. It's not like that. I am doing inbound, and I'm going to be working as a mortgage specialist for a real estate startup. You see what I mean? So I'll be doing more consultations than like knocking on doors or sending out a million emails and hoping to get like one person. It's not like that at all. So I'm just giving you a little bit of information. I also wanted to speak to people who are not 20 something. Shout out if you're 20 something, but this is for the people who are past that decade in their lives. Maybe you feel like you aren't far enough along, like you're not in a position to retire, or you're really trying to support yourself, support your families, and it can be scary if you haven't figured things out yet, or you're still figuring things out. This may very well be the thing that helps you. I'm not a 20 something, and I've been looking, and trying. And this is what ultimately worked for me. And I'm so excited. I now have a new network. I have not just professional friends, but friends that have become like good people in my life, friends. And I'm really grateful to have them. Some great sisters that I've met. Shout out to you guys. Because of my boot camp experience. The boot camp that I went through, that I ultimately was able to get employed. They helped me, I should say, get into the tech field and get employed in the tech field. It's called Flock J, by the way, and I will link it below. I can't recommend the other boot camps that I did because they lacked certain things, and they didn't pan out for me. So I'm not going to recommend something that didn't pan out. This did. But I am gonna say to you, if you're thinking about doing a boot camp, look at whether or not they have partnerships versus them just helping you prepare to do a million interviews. My school, they actually helped me jump the line. Now I found I did 2 interviews, you guys. That's it. I applied to like 4 things or something like that, but I only did 2 interviews, I swear. I did not do an intense thing. That's the other thing too. I'm very busy. Like I said, I'm not a 20 something. And not, to throw shade at 20 somethings, but as you get older, traditionally you have more responsibilities. My bandwidth is what it is because I have all of those responsibilities. Plus, I was doing this. So, like, there is no time to be. I, no. I have other cohort members who put in a lot more effort than I did in terms of their job hunt. But I want to say that too because I know that looking for a job can be a full time job. I did not, I was not doing that. I knew that going into it. But I was able to get not only a new job, a new career, but also um, a job at a company that I am so happy about, that I feel like I'm going to be a good fit with, that they fit me and I fit them. So you definitely want to look for programs that actually have placement, or they have partnerships where they can at least get you those interviews. My Flock J has partnerships, and they have like ongoing situations where it's like, hey, we just signed with this company. They're jumping people in their line. We just signed with that company. They're jumping people in their line. In my situation, I found one company on my own that I applied to. The other ones Flock J had given me. The one that I found on my own, coincidentally, was the one that I ended up going with. That being said, my Flock J career coach knew the founder of my company, and also was able to coach me on the specific interview questions because they gone through the interview process for that company themselves. So it was just like a perfect kind of just like win-win situation. So I do believe it is, not only believe, it's definitely a lot of hard work. But Flock J, I think it's like 9 or 10 weeks and then you're done. So I recommend it, but you definitely have to be committed if you're going to do it. Make sure that you have the time figured out, your schedule figured out, I should say. There's never a good time to do anything like this. So it's really just about figuring out how you're going to do it for that period of time. And also be thinking about your job hunt afterwards. Like, how are you going to manage it? I had made my decision. I wasn't going to be sending out 100 applications a week. I just wasn't doing it. I was not. I told you I did 4. I literally, like, that's it. So I hope that this is helpful. If you have questions about the bootcamp experience or process, feel free to leave them in this video. This isn't a normal video for this particular channel, but I just felt like this would help people, and I know that a lot of people are interested in tech boot camps. I am Kim, aka Glam Thank you so much for watching. Please comment with a star emoji if you thought that this was helpful. Give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.